Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you really like music and you are really into wireless earphones, then stick with me today as I'm going to review Sennheiser's latest and greatest Momentum True Wireless 2.0 earbuds. Believe me, these little gems are worthy of your attention. So let's see what I found out about the Momentum True Wireless 2.0s while using them for the last couple of weeks. Starting with their design. These Sennheiser earbuds are simply the best looking earphones I have ever used, period. They are quite similar to the Jabra Elite 75Ts in their general design, but Sennheiser pushed things even a step further. The matte black body and the metallic touch controls give the earbuds an extra elegant and premium look. Build quality is excellent, their physical size is perfect and the seal is very good too. There are 4 different size tips for you to choose from, so more than likely anyone can get a perfect fit. The buds are IPX4 rated, so they are splash resistant. It doesn't mean they can or should be used for exercise, but at least a few drops of water now and then won't kill them in the long run. Now onto the carry case. This is something different than most other cases I have seen recently. Instead of using plastic, Sennheiser opted for this grey fabric material, and I have to say it looks great and contributes to the high-end elegant feel. I'm not sure how it will handle everyday use and abuse in terms of cleaning and durability, but it certainly looks pretty 2 weeks in. The case is rather big, the lid is strong and sturdy, and there are magnets which snap the earbuds inside. These magnets, however, are not the strongest I have seen, but they do their job just fine in terms of keeping the earbuds inside the case. If we have a look at the back of the case, we can see a USB-C port, a status LED and the button which you have to push for the LED to show you the status of the battery. Talking about the battery, these little Sennheisers can last up to 7 hours with one charge, and there is an extra 21 hours of juice in the case, which makes the total battery life 28 hours. This is among the best I have seen in its category. It offers roughly the same total use time as the Jabra Elite Active 75Ts and a few hours more than the Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs. Plus there is a quick charge which gives you 60 minutes of use after 15 minutes of charging. Moving on, there are some interesting features, but first let's talk about active noise cancelling. The previous generation of Sennheiser's True Wireless buds did have no such feature, but they managed to catch up with the technology in the 2.0s. So we have ANC now and it works great. It filters out quite a lot of the surrounding noise, making your music or podcast listening experience a touch better. There are some setup options for ANC in Sennheiser's Control app, more about that in a minute, but there are some quick functions available from the earbuds themselves. You can switch to hear-through mode, or as Sennheiser calls it, transparent hearing mode, by double tapping the right earbud, or switch off active noise cancelling completely by tapping the right earbud 3 times. And yes, the next feature I want to touch upon, pun intended, is the touch controls. The Momentum True Wireless 2.0s use touch controls instead of actual buttons, and they are brilliant. The surface is big and sensitive enough, I've hardly had any problems using the touch controls at all. On top of all this, their functions are fully customizable too, so if you got used to a certain way of controlling play, track, volume and voice assistant on other earbuds, you can make changes to the default settings in the Smart Control app easily. This is one of the best implementations of customizable controls I have seen on any wireless earphone app so far. But talking about the app itself, it has loads of features, especially since the latest software update. That's one of the reasons why you always have to keep your earbuds up to date, because you might be missing out on some newly added functions, such as the custom controls I mentioned before. Look at the list of functions before and after the update. So the app offers a good amount of functions and settings. We talked about how you can switch on transparent hearing mode and ANC using the touch controls, but you can also set them up inside the app. There is the side tone function as well, which allows you to hear more of yourself and your surroundings when making a phone call. You have a smart pause and an auto accept call switch as well. The EQ feature though is a weird one at first look. There is a futuristic yet somewhat organic looking frequency curve thingy which you can move around with your finger, and it feels strange at first, but then you realize it works quite well and it's actually fun to play with. You can save your custom settings too, but because I found the default sound of the Sennheisers more than satisfying, I left the EQ in the neutral setting. In terms of connection, the Momentum 2.0s use Bluetooth 5.1. I found the signal strong and stable with only a few hiccups here and there, but nothing major. Except for one thing. I heard a sharp and loud popping, cracking noise a couple of times and couldn't figure out what caused it. Streaming, network, Bluetooth, or maybe some other software related issue. It only happened twice while I was using the earbuds, and I was using them a lot, multiple hours a day for 2 weeks, and it was all gone after I updated to the latest software, so there is probably nothing to worry about anymore. The earbuds passed the video test as I didn't experience any lip sync or lag issue whatsoever. I also tested how they deal with phone calls and compared them to the Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs. The Sennheisers were quieter in terms of both voice and noise transmission, and the Sonys sounded a bit more natural maybe, but there was much more noise coming through the Sonys, especially in windy conditions. All in all, I found the Momentum True Wireless 2.0s good for phone calls, maybe not as good as the Jabra Elite 75Ts, which are my reference in that regard, but a bit better than the Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs. Moving on to codecs, these are the first true wireless earbuds I've used with the higher bitrate aptX codec on board beside the usual SBC and AAC, which is a welcome addition to the spec list. Switching to aptX HD gives you an immediate and not so subtle boost in not only volume but sound quality as well. There is definitely more energy and detail in the mids and highs, however, using aptX HD comes with a slight drop in connection stability as well. So it's hard to tell whether it translates to a better music listening experience in general, because that depends on more factors than the codec only, but it's great to have multiple options on that front too. Talking about music listening experience and sound quality, at this point let me share something rather personal with you. On the day when the earbuds arrived, I only had a chance to listen to them first late in the evening. So after a long day I sat down and started playing an album on Tidal and fell asleep in like 15 minutes. When I woke up 30 minutes later, the music was still playing and I knew I found something special here. When I opened my eyes, my girlfriend told me they must sound really good because she knows me pretty well. Yeah, it might sound strange to you guys, but I can easily fall asleep when listening to music, but only when I feel like everything is in place. Meaning, I'm comfortable, I'm listening to music I really enjoy, and there is nothing wrong with the sound. And that's what happened with the Sennheisers. I felt immediately comfortable with their sound. It's so natural and well balanced, it's simply a joy to listen to. There is power where it needs to be powerful, it is subtle when the music demands it to be subtle, and there is a great amount of detail in the presentation without ever being harsh or overput. The more time I spent with these guys, the more I appreciated their sound. It is very comparable to the sound of the Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs. The Momentums offer a bit more powerful and heavier bass, and maybe you lose some agility and rhythm due to that extra weight in the lower registers, but it doesn't overpower the mid-range, so you don't miss out on the vocals, as the mid-range is lovely and detailed. The Sonys are a tiny bit more open sounding though. With noise cancelling on, you might lose a bit more detail in the highs with the Momentum 2.0s, while the Sonys retain a little bit more of that high frequency energy and detail, but they are pretty close. So Sennheiser did a really great job when tuning these earbuds. They are very pleasant sounding to my ears. Admittedly, I have always loved Sennheiser as a brand. I've owned quite a few of their headphones and earphones in the past and still have a few in the house. So it wasn't really a surprise to me that I enjoyed every minute of using the Momentum True Wireless 2.0s, but please keep in mind that your ears and taste are not the same as mine, so you might experience something totally different than I did when it comes to their sound. All in all, I like the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2.0s. I like them a lot. Design and build quality, they are exceptional. Fit and comfort, good, but nothing special there. Active noise cancelling, again, good, but you can find better. Physical controls, outstanding. Software features, not so much. Sound quality, amazing. Are they worth $300 or euros when you can get the Sony WF-1000X Mark IIIs for less than 200 these days? Maybe, maybe not. This is the situation again when you have to decide for yourself what you value the most and make your decision accordingly. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any experience with these Sennheiser earbuds or if you have any questions about them, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, see you next time.